FNAF has gotten a ton of news recently from a bunch of updates on new games, release dates and reveals for the upcoming movie sequel already, some big updates on the 10th anniversary, and much more. So starting off with Help 1 and 2, up until recently, the game was only playable in VR, but that's all finally changed as they just released Help 1 and 2's flat mode version to PC and PlayStation consoles, and furthermore, the game a couple of weeks ago was also announced to have released on the MetaQuest after being a PlayStation VR and PC exclusive for months. So now that game can be played in all types of consoles, VR and non-VR, which again is always great to hear. And they've also finally ported Security Breach's Ruined DLC from last July onto Xbox after almost a year of waiting, which is also nice. And hopefully now that all of these ports are done, Steelwool can work on the next FNAF game, which we might be getting super soon, as we will see later in this video. But moving on to FNAF movie news, there has been a ton. As recently, we've finally been getting updates on the sequel, with us getting a teaser last month revealing the toy animatronics and even Mangle down here, along with the film getting delayed a bit from a July of this year filming date to October 1st. And fast forward to more recently, Variety released an article announcing the official release date of the full sequel, named Five Nights at Freddy's 2 sets December 2025 release, stating in the article that Universal and Blumhouse's Five Nights at Freddy's 2, a horror sequel set in a haunted Chuck E. Cheese-esque establishment known as Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, will land in theaters on December 5th, 2025, giving us the film's official tagline, "Anyone can survive 5 nights. This time there will be no second chances." So for one, obviously this confirms the movie will be releasing in December, meaning the film will take about 14 months from filming in October to release, nearly double the time it took to make the first film, which was shot in February and released in October. So we can already predict this film will be at a much larger scale than the first one. Plus, this tagline they gave us is also super interesting. It doesn't really tell us much outside of it sounding like it's talking to Mike, who survived the first nights in the first movie, but other than that, this could really mean anything. Let me know your predictions down below. Furthermore, some people think MatPat could be returning to the film as well, since recently he did an interview with Wired answering some popular questions about him, where he was asked, is MatPat in the new FNAF movie, referencing the sequel, where he gave this response.
Will I be in the new FNAF movie? I don't know. Time will tell. My schedule's open, Scott.
So it seems like as of right now, there's nothing planned, which makes sense because no casting calls have been released for the sequel, but he seems super open to it, and I would really love to see him back, especially since it's extremely likely Markiplier will be making an appearance of his own as well after finishing up his movie finally. But to celebrate all of this good news, Matthew Lillard, the actor for William Afton, posted a photo on Instagram in his suit with a Scooby-Doo figure saying, "December 2025, I always come back." And people found this post interesting because the suit he's wearing looks much more graphic than the one we ended up seeing in the final film. And this is believed to be because we heard some rumors during the film's production that it might have been rated R, or at least was going to be much more graphic than what we got in the final product. And this more exposed version of the suit is most likely from an earlier model before they chose to soften it up a bit. Moving on from the movie, we are about to get a ton of new FNAF games, as recently there's been a ton of controversy after a book called the Tauber Files was supposedly leaked, alleging it was an old version of the Freddy files and contained a ton of lore in the game before it released, which has been a massive topic in the FNAF community in the past couple weeks. People even claim to have a physical version. But a couple weeks ago, Scott went on Reddit and supposedly debunked these claims, also telling us he was working on something real for the 10th anniversary. And following this, a few days later, he announced an official Five Nights at Freddy's Twitter account finally called FNAF Got Games. And this account, as we'll talk about later, is going to be the account where we finally start getting all the 10th anniversary news and maybe other stuff as it releases over the next few months and years, which is super great to hear. And to celebrate, they even revealed the 10th anniversary logo for this initiative, showing a Freddy Fazbear head with the 10 years text inside of it. Furthermore, recently there was a PlayStation State of Play event held, which is a showcase of a bunch of upcoming games, and FNAF was actually leaked at some point to be shown off inside of it, only for the state of play to happen and have all of the other leaked games show up except for this FNAF title, leading to many people believing something new FNAF related was supposed to drop at this showcase, but had for some reason gotten delayed, supposedly confirming a new game is coming in the super near future that hasn't been announced yet, especially since up until recently, the only person that 10th anniversary account followed was PlayStation, of course. And although some sources state the leak was actually a misinterpretation, it wasn't real, we also got confirmation from Striker Entertainment, the marketing agency behind the games, who have also confirmed in an article that there will in fact be some new games and even experiences releasing in the next 12 to 18 months, expanding the international reach of the franchise and ramping up towards what we anticipate will be an incredibly strong back half of 2025, confirming there are multiple new games coming. Furthermore, YouTuber FNAF recently interviewed the creators over at Steelwool, where they themselves had also confirmed more games were in fact coming, and that they even had plans or ideas to make more games in the Pizzaplex and potentially revisiting old locations as well. So much more in the pipeline from them. And this is among the many other things also confirmed to be releasing for FNAF's 10-year anniversary. We also have a marketing initiative also from Steelwool, according to Scholastic, which could include some of the projects mentioned in said interview, or even other teased Steelwool titles like the Carnival game found in the Files of Ruin. We have FNAF Into the Pit, which just last week was given a full-blown gameplay trailer showing us some long-awaited looks at the actual gameplay, which looks pretty solid, especially with the super cool art style. And at the end of this trailer, they even gave us a website titled jeffspizza.club, a website that when visiting used to claim that it was opening on June 12th to start a brand new ARG to anticipate the upcoming game's launch, but when that day came, the entire website crashed and now it's indefinitely closed down while they fix that. But on the bright side, this is confirmation that there is going to be some kind of Five Nights at Freddy's related ARG starting here that could potentially give us more updates on Into the Pit and even some other games coming for the 10th anniversary. I guess we'll have to see. And most interestingly, the devs over at Clickteam, the engine that runs all of the old FNAF games, have recently been teasing projects of their own as well, as last Halloween they released multiple new teasers for a multitude of different games, and more recently when asked about what happened to these games, they reassured us that they are in fact coming soon, most likely in my opinion for the 10-year anniversary here in August. And speaking of new games, as I'm editing this video, the FNAF Got Games account tweeted out saying, "Hello FNAF community, this year is FNAF's 10th anniversary on August 8th. There has been a lot of work happening behind the scenes to make it a very special event. There is going to be something big released each day from August 1st through August 8th. Stay tuned for the full August release schedule dropping tomorrow on June 19th, and following a few hours later, Scott would make the post saying, as promised, here is the planned August lineup. August 1st, My Pop Goes full game release, a fan game in the Pop Goes universe. August 2nd, the Joy of Creation remake demo, another Fanverse fan game. August 3rd, VIP interactive novel. August 4th, Steel Wool announcement. August 5th, Scott Cawthon interview with Doggo 2. August 6th, mystery collab announcement. August 7th, 5 laps at Freddy's by Clickteam demo. Then at the end on August 8th, Into the Pit releases, also saying there could be some movie updates sprinkled in as well. And the three things I want to focus on with this anniversary schedule are the Steel Wool announcement, the mystery collab, and also the Clickteam game called 5 Laps at Freddy's. In terms of the Steel Wool announcement, we talked about what this could be earlier in the video, whether it could be the Help Wanted DLC, one of the new games, or even the already teased Carnival game. And furthermore, there's this mystery collab announcement, something people have been theorizing about a ton today, especially since August 6th is the same day as an upcoming Fortnite update adding new content into the game. So many people think this could actually be the release of some kind of Fortnite collaboration, something that has already been teased multiple times in Fortnite surveys years previously. Furthermore, there's this new game by Clickteam called 5 Laps at Freddy's, which judged from the title seems like some kind of racing game or something else to do with laps, I'm really not sure. And this is interesting because it doesn't really explain the previous teasers from Clickteam, nor have there been any announcements relating to this game, so that will be very intriguing. But overall, this is already looking like a big anniversary, and this really makes me me wonder what's happening to all of the other stuff mentioned in this video, especially since, as Striker Entertainment mentioned, more content will be coming all the way into 2025. Maybe this will all just be the main stuff and we will get even more later, but while I can't be for sure, make sure you guys to subscribe for this insane anniversary coming up shortly.